introduce myself now. I don't want to repeat myself. But before I do that, I just want to say there will be some announcements later on. Don't go away. Some major events coming up, particularly in the city of Carson. And I'm very glad that our very own Councilman Santarina is here. And we also want to hear from Attorney Eddie Angeles also. Find out what this platform is. We asked him to specifically come here tonight to talk to us really quickly about his platform so we could support him or not support him. But one thing I tell you right now is we support him in the chamber, most of us. But you know, we want to make a group decision separate from this discussion. Anyway, my name is Noel Omega. I'm in the information technology industry. I've been in the industry 30 years plus. I started out as a software developer. I do large systems integration. I do software development. Previously, I was with Xerox Corporation. I own patents in the laser printing industry. And I also own patents in the web search technology industry. You're familiar with Google. You're familiar with Yahoo. Some of those were bought by those companies, all under Xerox Corporation. I'm one of the co-founders of this Chamber of Commerce. I helped incorporate this Chamber of Commerce in 2005. And they asked me to do the benefits. We usually have a whole slew. But I'll distill it into three things. Why we have a Filipino-American Chamber of Commerce. First of all, we want to help Filipino-Americans, and I need to qualify them, Filipino and Americans, who would like to get started in business, get started the right way. And we partnered with VEDC, and we're going to be partnering with Goldman Sachs. And we're partnering with organizations that have the wherewithal to be able to do things so that we can bring you to that successful level. That's number one. If you're already a successful business or entrepreneur, then we would like you to serve your community by bringing that knowledge back to where it could help others, because we espouse friendly competition. No competition is called monopoly. How many people want a free enterprise based on monopoly? I don't see any hands, so I guess friendly competition is the way to go.
You get to own the company that has the monopoly, or no?
We're not the Philippines, Attorney Banders.
I want to be clear of the rules.
Well, no. You could, if the company happens to have a very unique business and you protect it through intellectual property laws. That's how you do it, the legal way. And you know, they're all time, and you're a lawyer, you know how you can protect certain intellectual property. So that's kind of like a monopoly, but it's a protection of an invention or intellectual property. But number two is to serve your community by helping other entrepreneurs gain footing, and at the same time also make the economy better in the community. Don't you agree that business is the one that drives the country's economy today, along with the consumers? Have you heard of consumers buying things that's not being manufactured? In the long time ago, they called that barter trading system. You want rice, go to the rice farmer, I'll bring my pig or chicken in exchange for rice. That was the beginning of trade. Nowadays, it's all financial pigments, the green bucks that transfer. But third and most important of all, we represent a community that is into the employment mentality. The Filipino Americans are mostly professionals, and so we tend to become valued employees. Do you agree?
Yes.
In the medical industry, number one. In the financial industry, many top performers are Filipino Americans. But that's just one part. The other part is we are also a $50 billion per year consumer. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's just in California. And in the United States, based on the upcoming final tally of whatever census they're trying to do with the monetary capability, people want to penetrate that buying power, don't they? And the best way to do it is find out what the buying patterns are of the Filipino Americans. And that's where all other ethnic groups want to come and join us. And so we are open to anyone, everyone, who would like any of those three things. And the other thing that I've not mentioned yet, outside of the three, we're working with the Department of Trade and Industry and the Federation of Filipino-American Chambers of Commerce, of which represents 35 Filipino-American Chambers of Commerce in the US and Canada. I'm the National Vice President for Conference. We want to be able to tap the outsourcing industry in the Philippines, and they also want to be able to bring in products here so that we can have trade balance between the Philippines and the US. We certainly do not want the type of trade balance the US has with China. Nothing against the Chinese. They just did it right. And nothing against the Americans, but we just did it all wrong. I guess we can correct that because we are part of mainstream America, aren't we? Now, the Chamber of Commerce gives you that voice, that capability to be heard by your government, be it local, state, or federal. Without that voice, how can they know what we want? And so this is why we have this Chamber of Commerce. We want to give you the voice. We want to give you the connection so that you'll be able to do it right. We want to be able to work with fine institutions that want transparency. We're open for everybody, and we want to be able to propagate a fair and honest way of doing business. Let's be candid here. This is off the record. How many are Filipinos here? I know. How many feel that they want to do business with another Filipino?
Yeah.
Raise your hand. Right, you know, there's some trepidation. Yeah! Yeah. The reason why I say that is we've had some experiences in the past where some people used their capacity to do business to take the money and run. I want to be really blunt. Still off the record. Right. I know some of those people. I know our friends from Pinoy Watch don't know some of those people. From the media, nonetheless. I mean, but we want to make sure that that image is cleaned up. It's not the true image of the Filipino-American, and definitely not the image of America. And that's why we came here, because this is the greatest country in the world. This is where we can exercise our freedom to the best extent afforded to us. And that's why we can reach our full potential here. And we showed that by success stories like our Councilman Santorina. And many people would like to follow his footsteps. We have other people that are successful. Some of their names elude me right now, but one of them is a real giant in the information technology in the industry from Mapua. He developed a chip. And what was his name? Do you remember? Just Dado, I remember. But what's the last name? Oh, Banataw. That's right, yes. Right, yes. You see, he has the technological intellectual property for that chip, which made him
a billionaire.
Well, yes. Right. I didn't want to say the figure, right? But whether you are a small business person, the first start is get it done right. Get it done where you don't do it alone. Get it done where you will practice win-win. You win and your clients win, and get it done with a group you can trust. If you're in the South Bay, we have our friends from the Filipino-American Chamber of Commerce, South Bay, Los Angeles, right here. And we ask you to go and talk to them and work with them. If you're from Orange County, we have Filipino-American Chamber of Commerce, Orange County, and you were with Orange County. They just had their green event yesterday.
Yes.
Well successful, well-attended event. And we hold events like that also, but we're more into entrepreneurial expo type events. Now, moving forward, if you're not a member, I want to see your hands. You're not a member yet? Okay, if you're not a member yet, you're missing an opportunity. Right now, we give a 50% discount in membership, because it's already half the year. Right. No, but if you are a member, you will start getting the information that you need, you'll start getting the connections that you need. In October, we have a partnership with the Filipino-American Chamber of Commerce South Bay, Los Angeles area, where we have Filipino-American History Month. And October 13 is the designated day for our